I'm delighted to have you as part of this community. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us today as we dive into Pau FC. Pau Football Club Bearnese, commonly referred to as Pau FC or simply Pau, is a French professional association football club based in Pau, capital of Béarn. They compete in Ligue 2, the second tier of French football. The club plays its home matches at the Nouste Camp. Pau FC were founded in 1920 as Bleuets de Notre-Dame de Pau, although their official founding date is in 1959, when Football Club de Pau were first formed. Bleuets de Notre-Dame joined the highest amateur league in France in 1958 after success in the French South-West Ligue du Sud-Ouest. However, the religious authorities argued that the football section had outgrown the rest of the club and financial support was withdrawn. As a consequence, José Bidegain, a local businessman, created the Football Club de Pau. In the early years after the club's formation in its original home of Pau, they played their home matches at many different grounds until finally settling at the Nouste Camp. The club's achievements include winning the Championnat National in 2020, winning the National 2 title twice in 1998 and 2016 and winning the French South-West League in 1958 and 1968. Pau FC have long-standing rivalries with several other clubs in southern France in the Adour River Basin. The most notable of these are Bayonne, Mont-de-Marsan and Tarbes. With the rise of Pau FC and the decline of Bayonne, Mont-de-Marsan and Tarbes, Pau recently became a strong rival to Bordeaux and both form the new Aquitaine Derby. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of Bleuets de Notre-Dame and exploring its multifaceted nature. Bleuets de Notre-Dame. The history of football in Pau begins in 1888 with the establishment of the Association Bourbaki. In 1904, the football section of this organization was founded under the name Football Association Bourbaki. While football gained significance in Pau from 1909 with the initiation of JAB de Pau, rugby union remained the predominant sport in the Béarn and Gascony regions. Until the end of World War II, FA Bourbaki was the flagship football club in Béarn. At the beginning of the Trente Glorieuses, the post-World War I period of rapid economic growth in France, the Bleuets de Notre-Dame patronage, located in the Meuse Quarter, reached the highest amateur league in the French football league system, known as the Division Nationale. The small neighborhood patronage evolved into an institution representing the city and Béarn. The diocese, recognizing that this level of sports activity extended beyond the scope of a simple neighborhood sports association, sought to disengage. They then began the search for leaders capable of managing a club of this magnitude. Get ready for an exciting exploration as we unravel the mysteries of Football Club de Pau. Football Club de Pau. The Football Club de Pau was officially established by José Bidegain, marking a significant milestone in the history of football in the region. This made it the only football club hailing from the Béarn or Gascony areas of France. Notably, it also stood as one of the very few clubs in the broader southwest region of France, apart from well-known cities like Toulouse and Bordeaux, to compete at the national level in the French Football League system. In its early days, the club faced unique challenges due to the lack of a dedicated home ground. Instead, it used various stadiums in the city of Pau, such as the Stade de Bleuets and Stade Bourbaki. The club proudly embraced the blue and white colors of its patronage roots and carried forward the motto Vaincre ou sourire, conquer or smile. One of the significant achievements for FC Pau came in the form of reclaiming the spot that belonged to the Bleuets in the French Amateur Championship for the 1959-1960 season. However, financial difficulties stemming from limited infrastructure posed challenges for the club's stability. During its inaugural season, FC Pau finished in the 7th position within the CFA Sud-Ouest group. As the club progressed into its second season, it began to solidify its position and attract experienced players. Despite facing player departures and changes in coaching staff, FC Pau managed to maintain its competitive standing in the championship. This resilience demonstrated the club's determination and dedication to making its mark on the football scene, not only regionally but also nationally. In this section, we'll be exploring progressive withdrawal of José Bidegain. In the 1964-1965 season, FC Pau experienced its first relegation in history. José Bidegain gradually stepped back from the club's leadership, allowing James Chambord to assume the presidency. The relegation to a regional level brought about increased financial difficulties. Operating without proper facilities, the club faced nomadic existence, utilizing various stadiums in Pau. During this period, young player Pauliste stood out, becoming the first player from Pau to join the France national youth football team. The club later regained its status in the highest amateur level in 1968-69, but this season also marked the departure of the promising Pauliste, who joined Girondins de Bordeaux. Despite its efforts, FC Pau remained relatively isolated in the local sports scene, with historical patronage clubs not fully recognizing its legitimacy. Consequently, FC Pau experienced a second relegation to the regional divisions of the South-West League in 1969. Brace yourself for a captivating discussion on construction and ambition under Piecli's leadership as we explore its nuances and implications. Construction and ambition under Piecli's leadership. Piecli assumed leadership of the club in 1975 amidst sporting and financial challenges. The club spent 2 seasons in the regional divisions of the South-West League before reclaiming a spot in the 4th division in 1978-1979. Club aimed to reach the 2nd division within 5 seasons, but declining results and stadium attendance posed difficulties. The legendary player of Stade Montois, Jacques Foix, took over as coach in the 1980-1981 season, but financial issues persisted, impacting results. However, Pauliste returned to the club, overseeing youth teams and significantly influencing its development. Ultimately, at the start of the 1981-1982 season, Pauliste assumed responsibility for the first team and injected new energy into the club. Despite financial challenges, the club's outdated Nouste Camp stadium no longer met its needs. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of Pauliste's era and struggle for promotion to 2nd division. Pauliste's era and struggle for promotion to 2nd division. In the years, President Claude sought the fusion of historical Pau football clubs to address infrastructure deficiencies. Yet, strong resistance from local clubs, particularly José de Pau, thwarted these efforts. Amidst this impasse, Claude shifted focus and aimed to model FC Pau after professional clubs from smaller cities like Ajaccio or Stade Lavallois. FC Pau regained Division 3 status at the start of the 1983-1984 season, led by iconic coach Pauliste. The club's return sparked growing enthusiasm, attracting over 8,000 spectators to the Coupe de France match against AS Saint-Étienne. The following season, FC Pau narrowly missed professional promotion but demonstrated remarkable progress. Under Xavier Gravelain's influence, the club showcased an offensive style of play, thrilling fans at Stade du Hamer. However, the late years brought financial difficulties again, alleviated partially by the intervention of Mayor André Lebury. As Pauliste's tenure ended in 1990, the club underwent leadership changes and narrowly avoided relegation. Challenges persisted, with a dilapidated Nouste Camp stadium highlighting the need for revitalization. Now, let's shift our focus to Golden Age under President Pétain and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. Golden Age under President Pétain. In 1991, real estate developer Alain Pétain assumed control of FC Pau, ushering in a new era. Pétain appointed Pauliste as coach, aiming to secure promotion and revitalize the club's image. The club shifted its colors back to the original blue and white of the Bleuets de Notre-Dame. Pétain's arrival, reminiscent of Bernard Tapie, shook the Pau football landscape. With Richard Allende as sporting director, the club underwent a high-profile recruitment drive, attracting notable talents like Claude Bleuets and Patrick Cubanes or Billy Thompson. FC Pau transitioned from a decaying Nouste Stadium to Stade du Haim. Despite financial challenges, the Pitown era cultivated a fervent fan base and ambitious aspirations, marked by a notable run in the Coupe de France. However, financial issues escalated, culminating in Pitown's departure amidst legal troubles and financial liabilities, having already been targeted by several attacks from the esoteric group. The club faced liquidation, resulting in a series of leadership changes and instability. As we enter this new phase, let's uncover the impacts of decay and judicial liquidation on our broader topic. Decay and judicial liquidation. FC Pau's participation in the newly established national championship marked a turning point. Despite challenges, the club showcased potential, defeating notable teams in the Coupe de France. Financial problems worsened, leading to player strikes and Pitown's resignation. The club was eventually liquidated in 1995, ending a tumultuous chapter in its history. Prepare yourself for an in-depth analysis of Pau Football Club in this section. The Football Club de Pau, having faced a period of judicial liquidation, rises from its ashes through the efforts of Bernard Laporte-Frey, a former goalkeeper of the club. Laporte-Frey had been a starter during the season, when FC Pau gained promotion to Division 3 of the French Football Championship. 12 years later, he becomes the president of the newly established Pau Football Club. The Pau Football Club is officially re-established on adopting the iconic yellow and blue colours of the city of Pau. Two competing projects vied for the revival of FC Pau, one led by Laporte-Frey and the other by the former club president, Pierre Claude. Ultimately, the project of the Pau Football Club proposed by Laporte-Frey was chosen by Mayor Andrew Libery. Robert Perescamps, a former emblematic captain of the Ers, was appointed as the coach with the mission of maintaining the club's position in National 2 following its administrative relegation in the previous season. Drastic changes are made to the club's sporting policies, resulting in the departure of several players such as Frédéric Vaissou, José Dalma, Ob Senausi, and Pascal Plancau. Pau FC embarked on its new journey at the Stade du Haim with a 1-0 victory over Dijon FCO, marking the beginning of this new era. Now, it's time to shift gears and explore development under René Girard. Development under René Girard. In 1996, René Girard was appointed as the coach of Pau FC, with the goal of returning the team to the Championnat National before advancing to Ligue 2. During his tenure, Edouardsis made his debut in the first team and later transferred to Paris Saint-Germain. However, Girard's efforts did not yield desired results in the Championnat National, leading to his dismissal in December 1997. Girard cited behind-the-scenes influence and lack of control over recruitment as reasons for his departure. Legal disputes ensued, and Joel Lopez and Richard Allende temporarily managed the team. Under Pascal Plancau's coaching, Pau FC reached the 8th round of the Coupe de France, facing Paris Saint-Germain and iconic Selecu captain Ray, who went on to score the winning goal. Despite losing, the match showcased Pau's resilience against a stronger opponent. The club's fortunes fluctuated in the following years, including a period of turmoil due to legal issues involving club officials Bernard Laporte-Frey and Richard Allende. The presidency changed hands, with Joel Lopez taking over. Notable figures like Edouardsis and Tino Costa made appearances for Pau FC, contributing to the team's efforts. The team maintained its presence in the National until 2008 when relegation to the Championnat National 2 occurred after a decade, and the club faced challenges both on and off the field, seeking stability and development amid financial constraints. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on relegation to National 2 in the upcoming portion of this video. Relegation to National 2. Between 2001 and 2008, Pau FC faced a series of challenges that led to significant changes and setbacks. In 2001, The club was plunged into turmoil following the conviction of its president, Bernard Laporte-Frey, and its sporting director, Richard Allender, for the possession of cocaine. This legal issue resulted in suspended prison sentences for both individuals. As a consequence, Laporte-Frey was banned from any sports-related activities until 2009, though he remained the majority shareholder of the club. The club's leadership changed hands during this period, with Jacques Lecoudot assuming the presidency temporarily and later succeeded by Joel Lopez. The club faced challenges not only in terms of leadership but also on the field, struggling to maintain a stable identity and achieve consistent results. In the season, under the management of Mark Lovey, the club loaned Pierre Gignac, then a young player who made a significant impact by scoring 8 goals in 20 matches, contributing to the team's survival. The club's fortunes took a further downturn, leading to its relegation from the Championnat National to National 2 in 2008. This relegation prompted the need for a major restructuring and a renewed focus on youth development. Our focus now turns to rebuilding, an important aspect of our discussion. Rebuilding. The subsequent years saw Pau FC struggling in the lower divisions, with relegation to National 2 in the season. During this period, the club underwent several changes in leadership, and a lack of stability hindered its progress. Financial difficulties and a decline in public support further compounded the club's challenges. Bernard Laporte-Frey returned to the presidency in 2010, aiming to revitalize the club and steer it towards a successful future. Laporte-Frey's efforts included increasing the budget to support the club's ambitions of returning to higher divisions, with a focus on Championnat National and ultimately Ligue 2. Despite Laporte-Frey's initiatives, the club continued to struggle on and off the pitch. Attempts to secure financial stability and engage local players were met with mixed success. The club's survival remained a concern, with prominent figures like Jean-Michel Locke expressing skepticism about potential mergers of various Pau-based football clubs. The club's fortunes began to shift in the 2015-2016 season, as it achieved its best start and performance in years. Pau FC managed to secure promotion back to the 3rd Division National, marking a positive turning point after years of challenges. Get ready to immerse yourself in the world of consolidation in the Championnat National as we examine its impact and relevance. Consolidation in the Championnat National. Les Mainets made their return to the Championnat National during the season and finished in 14th place, just above the relegation zone. The Pau FC secured a miraculous maintenance on the final day of the season with a 3-0 victory over Concarneau, benefiting from concurrent defeats suffered by Sedan and CA Bastia. The season marked a period of consolidation for the team, anticipating the move to their new stadium, Nouste Camp. For the final game at Stade du Hamer, the team bid farewell to its old grounds in a match against the champion, Red Star FC. This transition marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for the club's history. Under the leadership of David Vignes, who had a record tenure of 9 seasons, Pau FC achieved a milestone, surpassing the reign of Paul Esct. In the season, the Pau FC, led by Italian coach Raffaele Novelli, aimed to reach Ligue 2 within 3 years. Notable arrivals on loan included Vincent Phil and Quentin Boisgard. Novelli was replaced by Bruno Erles in January 2019, who was later assisted by Dado Pro. On 16 January 2020, Pau eliminated Ligue 1 side Bordeaux from the Coupe de France following a victory. Les Mainets went on to face national champions Paris Saint-Germain in the round of 16 of the Cup, losing. Pau registered their highest attendance ever that day, with 16,707 persons witnessing the Parisian victory. When the Championnat National season was prematurely ended due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Pau were top of the table, and were declared promoted to Ligue 2 by the FFF Executive Committee. While they clinched the Champion of National title, it wasn't officially recognized by the Fédération Française de Football in the same way as Ligue 1 and Ligue 2 titles governed by the Ligue de Football Professionnel. Let's now venture into the realm of discovery of the professional world and explore the fascinating intricacies it holds. Discovery of the professional world. At the outset of the season, Pau FC underwent a shift in leadership, parting ways with the duo of Erles and Presso. Didier Follett was appointed as the head coach of the first team. Follett expressed his desire for a vibrant team, setting a new direction for the club. The behind-the-scenes transition was documented, shedding light on the changes taking place. Facing the challenge of their debut Ligue 2 season with a meagre budget of €6.50 million, the Pau FC aimed to secure swift retention in the division. Despite a challenging start, the team rallied in the latter half of the season and achieved an impressive 14th finish. This marked a notable accomplishment in their inaugural season. The following season proved a turning point for Pau FC, achieving a historic milestone with a commendable 10th ranking in the league. This success led to Didier Follett's nomination for the UNFP Best Ligue 2 Coach Award, reflecting his contribution to the team's achievements. The lead-up to the season signaled a shift in the club's sporting policy. Joel Lopez confirmed that the club would no longer prioritize player loans. Notably, the club achieved a record sale of €0.50 million with the transfer of Samuel Essen to SM Can. However, the departure of key players who had been instrumental in their promotion, such as Quentin Daubin, Victor Lebris, and Romain Armand, marked a significant transition period. Embracing ambition, Pau FC adopted an international recruitment strategy, bringing in talents like Dean Kwong-hee from Hanoi FC and Diodine Abzi from York United FC in Canada. The signing of Kwong-hee garnered widespread attention on Asian social media platforms, enhancing the club's popularity in the region. Pau FC then encountered new challenges, including counterfeit merchandise flooding the Asian market, as well as the high-profile winter transfer of goalkeeper Alexander Oyuro to Stade de Reims. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of Fresh Start. Fresh Start. At the beginning of the season, Pau FC embarked on a new era following a series of major changes in the club's leadership. A decisive victory against SM Can at the end of the previous season ensured their retention in Ligue 2. Club president Bernard Laporte-Frey emphasized the need for a fresh start, highlighting his intent to rebuild the club. Despite Pau's modest size, Laporte-Frey pointed out that the club's payroll was comparable to that of other clubs such as Grenoble and QRM, and even exceeded some other clubs that performed well in the 2020-2023 Ligue 2 season. He took responsibility for reorganizing the club's structure to enhance its performance. His son, Jan Laporte-Frey, assumed the role of general director. Luis de Souza joined as the sports director, and Nicolas Assa took charge as the head coach. The departures of coach Didier Follett and general director Joel Lopez were officially announced, signifying the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter. Reports indicated disagreements within the leadership since the winter transfer of Alexander Oyuro to Stade de Reims, a move that went through despite Follett and Lopez's reservations. The concurrent arrival of Luis de Souza as sporting director played a crucial role in this endeavour. This role had not been clearly defined during the club's first 3 seasons in Ligue 2. De Souza was chosen to help build a strong team capable of remaining in Ligue 2. Additionally, President Laporte-Frey announced a partnership with neighbouring club SD Huesca, known for their expertise in scouting lesser-known players to excel in Spanish football. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore key dates and its significance in our journey. 1920, foundation of Bleuets de Notre-Dame de Pau. 1923, first football season of Bleuets de Notre-Dame de Pau. 1951, French youth champion. 1956, reached the top level of the French South-West Regional Football League. 1958, champion of the French South-West Regional Football League. Promotion to the third tier of French football. 1959, Football Club de Pau split from Bleuets de Notre-Dame de Pau. 1995, the club went to administration, reformed, changed their name to Pau Football Club and were relegated to the fourth tier of French football. 1998, champion of the Group Celsius of the Championnat de France Amateur and promoted to the Championnat National. The club also reached the round of 16 of the Coupe de France, where they lost to Paris Saint-Germain. 2008, relegation to the Championnat de France Amateur. 2016, promotion to the Championnat National. 2020, promotion to Ligue 2. In the upcoming portion, we'll be dissecting colours and badge to gain a comprehensive understanding of its implications. For the season, the club decided to update their logo. Their new crest has a round shape and gathers many symbols of Béarn and the city of Pau, the Pyrenees mountain range, the Pic du Midi saucer and the two cows that feature on the province of Béarn's flag. There are various references to the coat of arms of the city of Pau, such as King Henry IV's crown, the three posts that gave the city its name Pau in Bearnese, and the peafowl, a clear example of counting arms, as its name Pavan or Pau in Bearnese was used as an approximation to represent the city of Pau. Your feedback helps me improve, so please take a moment to leave a comment or review.